did she do to get run over? Do you know, Green?
What you say?
I said, what did she do to get run over? Do you know?
No.
Did she deserve to get run over?
No, she didn't deserve to get ran over. I think, like, when... Jesus.
Go ahead and make an excuse for the bad behavior. I'm listening.
When people do dumb things, they react like fight or flight response.
That's not true.
You know,
that's a Baltimore problem. I don't know if it's going across the whole world. It's a Baltimore problem. People play the black man is a victim game. Poor black man.
Sure.
Don't nobody do this for the black man. Black man ain't got nobody to help him. Black man struggling. Black man in jail. Black man homeless. Oh, poor black man. Cry, woe is me, woe is me. White people play the game more than black people do. She didn't want to be that woman or that cop that said, I shot a kid. And my thing is this. If you ever in a position where you feel like you can't do your job, it's time to quit your job. I have no problem pulling the trigger. I would pull the trigger 19 times if I had 19 rounds in my gun. I'm not going to die because you're breaking into someone's house. You're breaking the law. Now, my intent would be to stop you. But if you get killed in the process, oh well. And you can't tell somebody you were scared, but you put a car in gear and gave it some gas. You have to look at the gear to put it in drive. After you ran the woman over, did you pull over? No, you kept on running until you eventually got stopped again. So ain't that much scared in the world that you ran over somebody. OJ was scared. He held a gun to his head. There's just a lot of nonsense in this narrative that goes on. A lot of it is the media playing that race card game. Oh, let's talk about the black man. They're actually doing it to make fun of black people, and the black people feeding into it. Black person gets killed by the police. You run outside. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. That makes no sense. I asked a question long ago, I guess maybe 2 or 3 years ago, or on another show. Had the police become the new KKK? And that's because there was a case that I actually know for a fact was murder in the first degree. Cop killed a boy on purpose. And the lawyer let the family suffer. That's why I say it depends on who your lawyer is. Sometimes you get a dirty lawyer who's friends with the judge and the police, and things go against you.
That's true.
So what happened was, and I also fought the family. You don't call the police for something unless it requires a gun. If you have your own gun, you don't need the police because you got your own gun. Someone broke into my house. I don't have a gun. I call 911 because the police have a gun. If I do have a gun, someone broke into my house, bam, bam, pow, pow. Click, click, reload, pow, 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 bam. And you call the coroner to clean it up. Now, what happens is you call the police for scare tactics. So this woman calls the police. I'm not going to say where she lives or who she is. And the police come. 2 cops, black guy, white guy. He said, "What's the problem?" And she said, "I just want somebody to talk to my son about being disrespectful. He ain't got no respect for me. He talks to me any kind of way." So the black cop said, "That's how you talk to your mother?" He says, "Man, fuck you." So he went upstairs. The mother said, he asked the mother, what was he supposed to be doing? She said, "I asked him to clean his room and sweep the dirt up." So the cop went and got the broom and went upstairs and gave it to him. And the boy started yelling his head off, "Get the fuck out of my room, blah, 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 blah." So the boy slammed the door in his face. The white guy tells the cop, "Come on, man, this a family matter. Let him take care of it." Like his feelings were hurt. So he goes and sits in a car. The white cop is in the driver's seat typing up something. I guess it's the receipt to explain why they were there. Black cop goes back in the house. At this point, the conversation is over. So why are you going back in the house? Goes back in the house. The mother lets him in. She don't know what he come back in and do. He goes upstairs, talks to the boy, and don't know what happened because she wasn't there to see what happened. And shots were fired. Bam, bam. And she runs upstairs. "Oh, my God, what happened?" And the cop told her he was trying to strike him with the broom. Okay. Even if he's trying to strike you with the broom, you can't take your hand and block that broom and push that little ass down. You got to pull your weapon to shoot him. Gun versus broom. Unnecessary. Why were you back in the room anyway? See, some people don't know how to let things go. And I think that has to do with the hiring process. Everybody can't be a cop. If you can't be a cop, 2 things happen. You're going to wind up dead on the job, or you're going to wind up killing people on the job. There was a TV show called The Wire. There was a guy named Prespaluski. His uncle, his father-in-law, was a colonel, and he had his eye on him since he left the academy. Told him he had a good feeling about him that he was going to go for. He went out there. Somebody called for a 1013, and he ran through the alley, saw somebody running. He said, "Stop, stop, police, police." And the guy didn't stop, and Prespaluski shot him. Pow, pow. Person fell to the ground. He ran over there to grab the guy. The guy was wearing a Baltimore City Police badge. He shot a cop. First time, they to identify. They said, "Okay, it wasn't your fault. He didn't identify himself. You didn't know who it was." He did it again. 3 months later, he said, "Look, I'm done. I can't do this." This time, he shot another cop. He was black. See, and he didn't want to say he was racist because the victim the cop was black. the criminal he was chasing was black. All he was doing was just shooting black people. Didn't know they was cops or not. And this time wound up being a cop. So he quit and decided to become a school teacher. And that's how come you see him as a school teacher. They call him Mr. President. It was a good show, The Wire. You just had to see for yourself. But the lesson here is we haven't learned. We're still in that same old rut of I'm the victim, somebody owe me something, I can't get by, I can't.
Same
and I
old
always
story every day.
I need somebody to do this for me. I need somebody to do that for me. The COVID stopped me from doing this. The COVID stopped me from doing that. COVID don't stop you from doing nothing. I had a girl tell me the other day she couldn't go nowhere. She didn't want to get her family sick trying to go out on a date. It's just become that much ridiculous. The COVID is radiation poison. We've discussed that before. What do you say? Caller? Okay. You got a caller.
Hello, caller. Can I have your name and where you're calling from, please? Welcome to Bone Sucking Live.
Yeah, it's the prodigal son, Pianki.
Hey, Pianki, we talked you up.
Hey, I got a question to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Joe Biden has chose Cedric.
Biden.
Yeah,
No,
Joe Biden, Joe Jim Crow.
Yeah.
He chose Cedric Richmond, I think that's his name, from over in Louisiana to be on his cabinet for some particular position. And Cedric's a black man. Well, hell, I can tell you, I got his campaign stuff there. He left at my door. Should I say they did? His name is Cedric Richmond. He's a U.S. congressman for Louisiana. Democrat. Black. Joe Biden chose him to serve on his cabinet. Now, the question is this. Is he a coon, too? Because when blacks associated themselves with Donald Trump, some refused to, and those that did was called coons and every other thing. Remember? Because they said Donald Trump was a racist. Well, hell, it's obvious. Right before your eyes on video, spanning decades, the long tenure of Joe Biden's racism. So why come those same people that call Steve Harvey a coon, that call the ministers a coon, and anyone else, Jim Brown, and that met with Trump, why come this man is not being called a coon for meeting with Joe Biden and accepting the position? Somebody please tell me.
Because they both on the same team.
They both on the same team. What do you mean? They both Democrats?
They both don't like black people.
Oh. Well, I know. But people were saying that, man, you shouldn't be working with Donald Trump. Donald Trump's a racist. Okay. Well, what is he? And if you do, you're a coon. Steve Harvey called a coon. Put them cartoons up there on the internet, on Facebook.
Ice Cube, they call him a fool too. Talking about he making a deal with the devil because he came out there trying to make a deal for black initiative, and they said
the Platinum Plan.
50 cents too.
Yeah. But they ain't
Little
gonna
Wayne
50
too.
Cent. You know, 50 Cent's still a gangster.
But you guys understand what I'm talking about. It's so much. This stuff is all over the damn board, man. You couldn't contain it in a bucket or a trash bag. It's just a bunch of mess.